Hello, I'm Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. Seed Sunday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I show you Seed's Minecraft console edition, which are particularly interesting and worth checking out somewhere. And this week's Seed is one I really like for about 3 or 4 different reasons, the first of which being that the spawn is actually really awesome. So it's awesome because it's not only different and a weird combination of biomes, it's also an island, and it also has lots of stuff just kind of built into it, and I'll show you that stuff as we go into this. But as well as that, it's got 3 corners of the map, so 3 different, like, literal corners on a classic-sized console world. 3 corners of the map have really interesting, kind of amazing hiding places, if that's your thing and you're playing a multiplayer world. But also, on top of that, there is 4 villages, 2 of which have blacksmiths, and really just in general, there's a nice combination of loot, a nice combination of cool stuff that spawn, mixed with a nice combination of unique things that make this world pretty awesome, if you ask me. But with that said, I hope you do all enjoy this week's Seed Sunday. If you do all enjoy it, like me, let me know, because it helps out the channel, and lets know you do like Seed Sunday, and want to see more of these. And I don't know, the cow wants it too, I swear. That's totally what the cow's saying right now. Anyway, with that said, let's get straight into it, really, shall we? And let's start with the seed itself. So it's going to be on screen right now. I believe it's like IBX Toy Crimea and then a number. Again, you'll see it on screen. If you type that seed in, you'll spawn just over here, or hereabouts, because the spawn area is a wide box, and you'll spawn somewhere in this kind of area, and that means that you'll have access immediately to the woods over here, which is kind of nice. But the things that you might want more access to are my little gold towers I've placed. So just in case you don't know, I marked the spawn with a beacon. These obviously don't spawn there, and I marked some interesting things with those gold blocks. So let's go to the first one, which is literally, you know, like 15 blocks away from spawn, because there is a spawner this close to spawn. That's right, if you just go over here, then you can find yourself a chest without having to break a single block, which is nice if you want some iron to start your world with, some redstone, the music just cat, I mean, that's a bit of a weird one, but also name tag, stuff like that. And if you go below here, obviously you find yourself a spider spawner. I doubt you have too much use for the spider spawner, but the fact that it's here is really nice. And again, if you're playing creative, you can change it, or you can just look at it and say, that's nice, or mine it and go straight level 5. Whatever you want to do, it's right next to spawn, and the fact that it's so close is like, it's one of the closest ones I've ever seen. In fact, I think, you know, there is like a limit on the spawn thing, and that must be the closest you can get. Maybe it's not, maybe we'll find a closer one at some point in the far future, but I thought that was amazing too. Also, if you just head over to here, so across this kind of like mini plains area, which is, by the way, where the cow spawned, yeah, if you move across here, then what you'll find is 2 pumpkins. So pumpkins, obviously you need to find at least 1 at some point in your world. The fact that there's 2 here just means you can start a pumpkin farm, get that done really, really easily. And the third thing, if we go past all the other biomes, so if you look around here, it's like a really weird composition of like, oh, there's an extreme hills with a spruce, forest on one side, a dark oak forest on one side, and then there's a swamp on the other side, like all surrounding it. It's really weird, but if you go across this way where the spruces are, then what you'll find is this extreme hills biome. So it's pretty unnotable. Honestly, I just went down here because I was kind of like, like on autopilot, just kind of roaming. But if you go down here, you'll find some interesting stuff without having to break a single block. So this is one of the closest, one of these structures to spawn I found in a while, because you head down the waterfall just like this, you head through this little cave here, again, really simple stuff, no breaking blocks required, and suddenly you're just in the stronghold, which is really, really cool if you ask me. So yeah, one of the closest strongholds I've seen, which means you can have access to the easy chests and stuff like that. And if you want, you can go and explore the entire thing and find yourself the end portal, do that stuff without breaking a single block, which is amazing for racing to the end or doing anything like that. And because this keeps merging with the cave, it's also a great opportunity to get yourself some ores while you do that, which you probably would like to do if you're in this situation. So yeah, as you can see, it also links back up to here. And yeah, okay, well, look at that, a chest with some apples and some iron helmets. So if that's not a good enough selling point, I don't know what is. Let's break our way out of it, even though I'm a little bit lost around it. And let's go back up to showing other stuff. So yeah, that's the spawn area being amazing by itself. Next, let's show you the 4 villages, because I can show you the corners kind of later as we go around the circles. But yeah, also on the way to one of the villages, there's also another mob spawn I'd like to show you. The reason I really like this one is because even though it's in a bit of a weird place, it does link into a cave. So if you'd mine down from here, so 130, 22. If you mine down from here, you'll find yourself a zombie spawner, which is the easiest one to deal with, but then you've got yourself 3 saddles, a name tag, and a golden apple. The rarest loot, by the way, and it's just amazing that you have all of that, and a cave to explore and find more from. I think it links into a ravine if you go far enough, which is really, really awesome that it just kind of happened that way. And yeah, it's just one of the random things I found while exploring the seed that I thought you might care about. So yeah, that said, let's fly out there. And let's go to the 4 villages, because if you head to the north of this world, you'll find they're all like really, really close together for some reason, which I think could be used in some way. Yeah, if you head to the north here, also there's a desert temple, which I forgot to tell you about, which is really cool because it crosses a river in this particular way and like blocks it up, so no rivers for you. But yeah, let's show the first 4 villages first. So village over here, probably the best one because it's got a blacksmith, it's got a church, and a bunch of other stuff. And if you go inside the blacksmith, it's also an amazing blacksmith because I believe it's a combination of a lot of good loot, like obsidian, iron armor, another saddle, because you need 4 now, and some food as well as some horse armor. Really, you know, this seed is gearing you up to have a lot of horses. Also, there's just another single pumpkin here, because why not, right? And if you head further to the, I guess, the west of the world, you'll find the second village. I mean, it's pretty easy to ignore, because, oh, yeah, it just kind of goes into the water. It's interesting in one way, because the sandstone goes down into the stuff here, but in terms of, like, will you want to spend time here? Probably not. So that's why you should head even further to the west and go to the third village over here. Again, look how close these villages are. From over here, I can see all 4 villages, and they're all actually reasonably close. Like, that one's maybe like, what, 150, 200 blocks. Then we got one that's like 50, 75. Then we got another one that's 75, 50. And then another one that's like 100, which is amazingly close for 4 villages to be. Again, this village over here, just in case you're curious, not really too much worth focusing on. Just like, there's villages and there's crops, but you probably want to go to this one because it has another blacksmith. So yeah, head into the blacksmith. Also, both the ones for blacksmiths are both, you know, plains villages. Spooky coincidence or more? It's definitely a spooky coincidence, or not spooky coincidence even. But yeah, you'll find yourself some iron chest plate, 5 iron ingots, 3, an iron pickaxe, and an iron sword. I was going to say like 3 iron ingots, but I guess they're already picked for you. But it's cool that you get yourself some iron equipment, some iron armor, and some obsidian, and horse armor stuff, or horse stuff, just for, you know, heading to one of these places, which I really like, and that's what you can do with the 4 villages. So obviously there's also the desert temple I just showed you, and a bunch of desert wells around here. If you like desert wells, the seed is like extra amazing for them, because I have no idea why, but there's just a whole bunch of desert wells. So yeah, desert wells everywhere, as well as of course your one desert temple, which we'll go inside now, because I know a lot of people are like, ooh, what's inside? So I believe this changed from platform to platform. Some people tell me it doesn't now, and some people say it does, but just in case it does, here's a chance at what you might find. So here's some emeralds, here's some gold, here's some gold, here's some bones, here's some bones, here's some diamond, iron, and here's some gold, here's some bones. So you get yourself at least a lot of gold and iron. You usually get yourself some amount of, like, you know, emeralds or diamonds, and every now and then you'll get yourself an enchanted book, which is amazing that you can just kind of start the world with enchanted stuff like that. Also, there's a bunch of these dead villages around the place, or like, you know, the village worlds that generate by themselves. Still not entirely sure, so like, I've never seen one on the PC naturally, but apparently it can happen very, very rarely. But this seed has, like, the same number from those villages, which is pretty bizarre if you ask me. But yeah, if you wanted to, like, make even more villages in this really short area, you can do that using these village places. Anyway, with that said, let's go around and let's show you why I think the corners of this world are really interesting. Because I think this world is perfect if you want to hide away from everyone and everything, which, I mean, that describes a lot of people a lot of the time, right? Because basically, one of the corners, which is closest to the villages, so it's leaf safe because someone might be near you. But basically, yeah, no one's going to want to go into this kind of corner because it's so tricky to traverse this terrain, so you have to climb over the mountain, and then there's this tiny little plains over here, which I feel like would be perfect for settling down the house, because all you have to do is, like, extend the mountain a little bit, and then no one's going to get past this thing, and then suddenly, oh, you got a really nice place for a house, no one's going to bother you, and it's going to be perfect in that way. So yeah, a little perfect corner here, but in case that's not secluded enough, you might prefer the corner closer to spawn. So yeah, if we head down this side of the map, you'll first of all see a lot of the weird biomes, but also you'll see one of my favorite little, I guess, like, building idea projects, which I'd love to do at some point if I had the time stuff, because if you look over here, there is a ravine inside a mountain. So this is one of those things I've always wanted to do, and this seed sets you up perfectly, because all you have to, because there's a ravine inside the mountain, it's like some of the mountain is hollowed out, which means all you have to do is simply, you know, place some blocks around it, and make it look like it's a fully grown mountain, and it looks like you've hollowed out the mountain yourself. And if you hollow out even more, you could make like a whole house / community / mansion inside there, which I think would be the coolest exterior for an interior house, but that's just me personally. But yeah, here's something you can find over here. One of the weirder extreme hills I've seen in a while. Like, there's just floating blocks everywhere. It's kind of weird, but that's what you can find on the way to this corner over here. So this is the corner closest to spawn. Again, bear in mind, the spawn is just over there. If you head to the southwest of the spawn, you'll find yourself with these weird patches of ice. So the reason I really like this as a corner of the map is because if you start a house down here, no one's going to come looking for you, and it's really, really secluded. Even if people happen to be in this corner of the world, they'll see ice, they'll back away, but your house can be really, really sneakily, like, I don't know, tucked in back here. And yeah, if you want to have a secret little house, I think just under here is like the perfectly hidden place to do it, because when you see ice, you don't think swim under the water, look for secret houses, and given that there is like a big, you know, like pillar of blocks over there, I think it's a perfect place to like go under and start housing. So yeah, if you want a more secret place, that's that. And if you want an even more protected place, and you want to be even more protected from everyone, then if you head all the way to the corner, oh, I've got to mention how amazing this is. There's an ocean monument on this world, by the way. But yeah, there's an ocean monument in this corner of the world just over here, and this is really cool because of the fact that when you, okay, you can actually just about see in the distance there. The cool thing about the ocean monument is it means that if you don't kill the Elder Guardians, then people can't break the blocks in your house, which is like an extra layer of security. So if you start your house just under here, let's say, like where no one's really even looking, and you make it so air can be here, and you just have a house there, no one can break anything in your house. Even better than that, if you just go even towards the corner of the world, because it's almost impossible to get to here, let's say, without going to the Ocean Monument and either killing the Guardians or just being affected by them, then what people have to do is, if they go near your house, they can't break the blocks. Because mining fatigue, if you don't know, so let's go in survival, by the tiny chance you haven't seen it, so let's wait till it affects us. Okay, it's not happening. But the Elder Guardians should start caring about now, and they don't seem to. Maybe I did something wrong to them. What? How did I offend you, Elder Guardians? But yeah, basically you get Elder Guardian thing, and that stops you from breaking any blocks, really. You can break some blocks if you spend all your time, but underwater, you're not breaking any blocks and mining fatigue, which means that you can have a built-in safety mechanism for your house. Anyway, yeah, that's this thing over here. It's one of the many awesome things on this seed, and I think you all enjoyed today's seed if you go check it out. And I'd recommend you do that with the thing I said at the start of the video. But with that said, hope you did all enjoy this week's Seed Sunday. If you did all enjoy it, like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like Seed Sunday, and indeed want to keep on seeing these. Again, it's in that time of year where I feel like people are like, oh, I've got my survival world, I'm going to chill with this. Let me know what you think, though, because I'm always curious. Other than that, share it if you really liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.